Hello, everybody. It's Dr. G. Rex Kruhly, founder of Depth Healing, and I would like to read you something from the great and very, very famous book, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Because this is the common mistake of even the biggest business coaches in the world today. And I want to clarify this in no uncertain terms. So I'm going to read this little bit right directly out of the book. He's talking about channel P, which means the positive information, positive thoughts, positive perceptions, and channel N, negative, destructive thoughts, negative thoughts, things like that, okay? Let me adjust this thing for you. If it'll stay still. Okay, now, this is directly from the book. You may, for example, start off with such a simple minor negative thought as a person's accent and find yourself soon thinking negatively about such unrelated topics as his political and religious beliefs, the car he drives, his personal habits, his relationship with his wife, even the way he combs his hair. And thinking this way surely won't get you where you want to go. What he's saying is, you meet somebody, and if you're tuned into negative thinking, it's a cascade, which is the truth. That's exactly correct. It'll entangle and it'll carry you. It's what happens to all of us. Same thing can happen if you have the positive reference. Okay, so then he says this, and this is where I want you to pay strict attention to what I'm about to teach you. He says, you own it, so manage your thought broadcasting station. I want to say that again. He says, you own it, so manage your thought broadcasting station. When your thoughts turn to people, make channel P, the positive, your listening habit. Well, that's not true. You don't own it. If that was true, if it was anywhere near that easy, everybody that ever attended a seminar or did affirmations or read anything, and they see, they're your thoughts, so you control them. No. That's completely, utterly wrong. You do not own your thoughts. The thoughts are a sphere. Mind is a sphere, like a stratosphere. It's a belt of information. It's millions, maybe billions of years old. And the thoughts, I've taught this many times, and the thoughts are traveling. And they come in and they go out. They come in and they go out. Because your brain is an antenna system. And the thoughts that you attract in are brought in by resonance. So in that case, it's true. If you're in the negative frequency belt, you will pick up negative thoughts, negative information. If you're in the positive frequency band, you'll pick up the positive thoughts. That's where the reticular activating center comes in. But the thoughts, it's not, you don't just own it. No. Nobody can just do that unless they have an extremely high level of consciousness. So the first part of what he's saying is, you have to, he says, if channel N cuts in, you say stop. Yeah, sure. If and when you're conscious that the negative thoughts entered, then, as I've taught my clients for many years, you reframe. That's true. My point is that the thinking process and the inner dialogue is subconscious. It's not conscious. It's only conscious with very highly conscious people. After all these years, hundreds of thousands of hours and decades of training, I'm fairly conscious of my inner dialogue. Additionally, because of my connections with the divine, my inner dialogue has been transformed. What does that mean? It means that the ugly, angry inner dialogue that I had all my life is gone now. That's gone. But anyway, now at this point in my life and in my development, I am able to be aware of the stories and inner dialogue as it travels all over the place. I have quite a bit of awareness of it, but it's not complete. I'm not a fully awakened person, not at all. Now, when you're interacting, whether it's yourself or other people, you have to realize that the level of consciousness is very low, very, very low, and that it's quite a process to lift yourself up into conscious, awakened states. That's what depth healing does. Depth healing is going in and removing unconscious negative programs. So the inner dialogue is constantly being adjusted more and more positive by degrees. It doesn't mean it's going to stop the inner dialogue, but the dialogue changes. And as it changes from the channel N negative to channel P positive, your life changes. Just like when you're in lack consciousness, like I was all my life until I came to Thailand 2015. During the year 2015, I changed to wealth consciousness. I changed from channel N to channel P. And I was able to do it because, one, I'd already trained for, decades and decades and decades. And because I was in a very simple environment in Thailand, in a little tiny town way up in the mountains in Isan, Thailand. There's almost no one or nothing to do there at all. And no one speaks English anyway. So I was able to focus very well. I had left my ex-wife. She wasn't interfering with me. Nothing was interfering with me. So I was able to sequester and watch my own consciousness carefully. And I would return to it every day, every day, every day. Plus I was receiving Diksha every day, every day, every day. I'm connected with the divine every day, every day, every day. And that my process changed my consciousness dramatically, which changed my life dramatically. And then all of a sudden I found myself very wealthy. Relatively speaking, I'm very wealthy in Thailand. In America, I wouldn't be considered very wealthy, at least not financially. I certainly am in terms of my relationships and many other forms of wealth. Anywhere in the world, I'm a wealthy man. So anyway, I want you to understand when you hear stuff like that where it's your mind, you just control it. No, the guy who wrote that doesn't control his mind either. So always understand that. Take that with a big grain of salt and take the time every month to try to have at least one private to work on your personal subconscious, do the collectives to keep detoxing major negative complexes out of your subconscious. Go to the full moon sevas, receive divine grace directly, and elevate your life, elevate your consciousness, change everything from the inside out. That's how it works. not from the outside in. Okay? Go to depthhealing.org and I'll see you soon. This is Dr. G. Rex Kruhly. God bless you.